Hi friends, my name is Tiffany and I'm with the Pampered Chef, and I am here tonight to give you a quick overview of some awesome Pampered Chef products. I'm gonna throw a recipe together so that you can watch right here from Facebook Live and get some ideas maybe for your own dinner rotation at your house. So I'm just gonna go ahead and jump in and get started because this is a pretty yummy recipe, but I have quite a few steps that I need to get moving so that we can have everything come together really nicely all at one time. So this recipe is called Tuscan chicken spaghetti, and it's gonna have some grilled chicken, some pasta, some veggies, definitely cheese, and it is just a really yummy thing because then we top it with bacon. So let me go ahead and get started. Let me show you one of our first products here. It's called the Rock Crock. So this is our Rock Crock. This is the Dutch oven size. What you see is a ceramic glaze that's all over this piece of, it's clay on the inside, kind of like our stoneware. And then this ceramic glaze makes it so it is safe in 752 degrees. So this guy can go in your microwave, on top of your stove, in your oven, in your broiler, out on the grill, and then put it in the dishwasher. So 6 places it can go, okay? So the Rock Crock goes in 6 places. Then when I thought, oh my gosh, where else can we possibly put this? They made a stand for it to go in. So your Rock Crock can become a crock pot, which is a pretty awesome little thing there. So what we're gonna do tonight is I'm actually gonna cook our pasta in the microwave so that we can free up the stove and use that for our chicken and then not have to worry about multitasking too much on the stovetop. All right, so what I do with this is I'm just gonna take a box of spaghetti. This is usually my rule of thumb is 1 carton of broth to 1 box of spaghetti. So with this, because it's a little bit bigger than the diameter of our Rock Crock is about 10 inches, I'm gonna take this and actually just break it in half in the box. I mean, how genius is that, right? So you just break it in the box. I'm just gonna open it up and dump it all in the Rock Crock. So now it's already in half. I didn't get little splinters all over the counter from doing that. There was one more that there was a couple sections in there that didn't break. So I've got that all in there. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and just, like I said, the ratio, 1 box of pasta to 1 carton. And I'm just gonna dump this entire carton right in here. All right, so this is just a chicken broth. You could use veggie broth if you so desire, because you don't have to put the chicken and bacon in. If you wanted to make it vegetarian, you could and just use a veggie broth. All right, so I'm gonna add that. Now there's one more thing I'm gonna add before we microwave it, and it is wine, okay? So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna use our wine bottle opener, and first off, we gotta use our little foil cutter. So I'm gonna grab our foil and I just go around with the foil cutter, and then I kind of hear it give, and so it comes right off. So these two, there's 2 circles right here opposite of each other, those are the sharp ones. And so I go around the wine like that to cut that off. And then I'm just gonna open my wine bottle opener just like this, put it on, squeeze it down, and then up. It is that easy, okay? And then to get the cork off, I'm gonna squeeze it again, and then I just pull it and the cork comes off. So this is a synthetic cork, so I can put this in here, and at shows that I'm in person, I do this over and over again so I can show them how easy this guy is. It does come in this nice little bag that everything stores in, and just in case you're wondering, it does fit in your back pocket of your jeans if you ever needed to go to a wine festival and take your own opener, just saying. All right, so with this, I'm gonna use our Measure All cup to do our liquid, and I'm just gonna add 1 cup. So if I fill it all the way up to the top line, that gives me 1 cup. Some of you may be thinking I would be drinking that, and you could totally do that. You could drink the rest. Okay, so we're gonna take 1 cup, we're adding that into the broth, and we are going to put the lid back on. Okay, and we're gonna put this in the microwave. So with spaghetti like this, I like to do it for about 8 minutes and then stir it and then put it back in. So that's what I'm gonna do with our Rock Crock here. All right, so let me put this in the microwave. All right, so while that's cooking, we're gonna get our chicken ready. So here is the brand new grill pan. It has gone through a recent redesign, and you may notice it's a little bit shorter than our previous one, and that is because with our new nonstick cookware, all of the handles are removable on there. So it makes it very easy for storage. So as you see, I just store mine just like this in the cabinet. Much easier to store this amount. Same with your pots. Your pots will just stack up, and you can like leave the handle in the top pot there. So I'm gonna put our handle on, all right, and I'm gonna take out my little separator thing, and then I'm gonna line up my lines with my press with the lines of my grill pan. Okay, and we're gonna put this on the stove top so that this can get warm together. So this is an example of our nonstick cookware. It is now dishwasher safe, whereas before it wasn't. So I just take the handle off and put the whole thing in the dishwasher. Over time, the bottom will go from being really shiny to a little bit duller. That's because when it gets in the dishwasher, it oxidizes, and that's totally okay. It doesn't affect the way it works, okay? It still works perfectly. So I'm gonna put this on the stovetop. And then grab our chicken. So this is the pack of chicken I tend to buy every week at our local grocery store. Okay, so it's roughly 5 pounds of chicken. It's $1.78 a pound. So this cost me $9 today. And this is quite a bit of chicken that we will, tonight I'm only gonna make half, and then the other half I'm gonna put in the freezer because of other meals I've already prepared this week. So I don't need to cook it all tonight. A lot of times when I power cook, that's what I do, is I go ahead and clean it all up at once and get it all ready. That way I don't have to worry about doing that at a later point in time. All right, so I'm just going to take a chicken breast, and I use my professional shears here, and then I clean them up. So I usually go in and get that little like triangular tendon piece. I clean up the end there because this package does have rib meat on it. So that's why I have my shears, and I just clean it up the best way that I want. Depending on how picky you are, you may want to go a little bit deeper into that little piece right there. All right, so for tonight, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab the 2 biggest breasts out of this package. All right, and then clean these babies up. All right, and then again, we're gonna do the point and clean up the edge here. And I'm gonna get in there and get that piece a little bit more. All right, so then I've got 2 breasts ready to go. Okay, now these are really big and really thick. So if I tried to grill them just like this, what would happen is the outside would get charred, the inside would be pink, and it would dry it out. So what I tend to do is I grab another tool that I absolutely love called the closing cut. And the first time I saw this, I was thinking, I'm never gonna use this to put a bunch of grape tomatoes on here and slice them in half. I'm not gonna use them for grapes either. What am I gonna use this for? I really don't see myself using it. Then I started using it on chicken, and this is the way I do it every single time. So you need a piece of cutlery that is at least 7 to 8 inches so that it can fit through the whole diameter as it's going through. So this is a piece of our forge cutlery. This is a chef's knife. It is a full tang knife, meaning it goes all the way through. It's one piece of metal. And then they added metal right here in the center so that it's bolstered. It weighs the same from the point to the mid, and then the mid to the end. Okay, so I'm gonna take our chicken breast. I'm gonna stick it right there on our closing cut. Set my knife down on the end, close it, and I'm gonna put pressure down on this. And then I'm just gonna do a jagging motion all the way through, and I slice our chicken breast right in half. So these are gonna cook much faster, and they are gonna stay nice and juicy because they're not gonna be on the heat too long to dry it out. All right, so I got 2 pieces there. Let me go ahead and do this one here. And so that we can have 4 pretty decent sized pieces to put in our grill. All right, so there's the 4 pieces. I love this, that they're nice and thin. Then what I do is, see, this is still my chicken hand so that I can, I'm using my clean hand to do my seasoning. So this is the crushed peppercorn and garlic. This is one of my favorite seasonings because it's it's our savory one, and it goes with a lot of stuff. So I'm just going to sprinkle, I don't measure, I just sprinkle all over the chicken, okay? And then I'm gonna do the other side in a moment. So let me go ahead and make sure my burner is on, and all that fun stuff. Okay, so we've got all of this here, and then while the pasta is cooking, after the 8-minute mark, I'm gonna add a few things before I finish cooking it. So I am actually going to wash this hand really quick. Okay, so we've got our chicken ready to go. In the meantime, one of the things that we are going to add to our pasta is some diced tomatoes. Okay, so I like the fire roasted diced tomatoes. The thing about canned tomatoes is that canned tomatoes, the tomato is picked when it is the ripest, and then it goes through the canning process. One thing I recently discovered is not everybody knows what fire roasted means. I had a person one time think that this meant that they were, it was spicy. And I'm like, no, it's not spicy. It's just the way that they are cooked. Okay, so we're gonna use our smooth edge can opener. Our can opener is a little bit different than one you may have seen, but it takes the can off from the side. Okay, so when you take your can opener, you're gonna go at it like a helicopter. All right, so see it's kind of flying in, and then it's gonna twist the propeller, and then when you can pick it up, you know you've got a really good tight hold on that, okay? So I'm gonna go all the way around. I'm gonna feel it give when it gets back to the starting point, and then I'm gonna go the opposite direction, it's gonna come off. So this is great for someone who's lefty or righty, because you can do it with either hand. Now you use the little teeny birdie beak, you see that little birdie beak right there? And you grab the side of the can. And that takes the can off from the side, okay? And that goo, that's the stuff that you guys may not see that. That's like what is used to keep a can together. Okay, so it's taking the can off from the side, but what didn't happen is this can the top did not fall into our food. So think about all the places this can has been. You know, it's been in a factory, it's been on a truck, it's been in the back of the grocery store, it finally made it to your shelf, and then to your house. There's little critters that have run across this, you know, dirt has collected on here, and I was never taught to clean the top of my cans, and I used to always just let the can drop right in the food. That's gross. Okay, so this takes the can off from the side. All right, so we are ready with that. Oh, you know what I forgot? I forgot onion at the store. Let me see if I've got one. Well, I guess I'm pampered not perfect because I forgot an onion. I was gonna do an onion on the veggie spiralizer and then throw that in there with the pasta, and I totally forgot. So please forgive me for that. All right, so the pasta is gonna ring right now. So let me make some room for that. Oh, and I need my grippies. All right, so I'm gonna grab my oven mitts. Now the Rock Dutch oven, the size that we're using, it does get hot. So I would definitely use mitts to grab it out of the microwave. All right, so I'm gonna set it down right here on the edge of my counter. I'll angle you guys over so you can see. Okay, and I'm just going to grab one of our utensils, give it a nice stir. It's starting to get kind of soft, and then smells really good because of the broth. I'm gonna add in our canned fire roasted tomatoes. At this point, I would also be adding the onion. I'm sorry, I forgot. But we are also gonna add some fresh garlic at this point too. So, all right, so when you go to the store and you wanna pick out fresh garlic, there are two ways you can do this. So one is by sight. So it's not falling apart, it's not growing anything. One is by smell. If it smells garlicky, it's past its prime. This really smells like nothing. Or if it smells earthy, it's good. It's also hard, okay? So if it's soft, that's not the garlic you want. You want it nice, white, tight, and snug, just like your men's undies, okay? That's how you pick out your garlic. All right, so let's see if I can find my press. I thought I had it out here somewhere. Oh, here it is. Okay, so you're gonna take your garlic, and with your garlic press, let's angle you back over here to the pot so you can see. All right, I'm gonna take the outer layer of some of the garlic off just so I can get down to a clove. The first time I ever went to a Pampered Chef show, the recipe called for 2 cloves, and I was so excited. I wanted to redo the recipe for my husband and show him how impressed he was gonna be with me, right? So the recipe called for 2 cloves of garlic. I bought 2 of these because I had no idea. Good thing he was home to stop me. This is a clove, this is a bowl. All right, so when it comes to garlic in our garlic press, you just open it up, you put the garlic right inside, and then you're gonna squeeze it. So I'm gonna squeeze it right into here. Let me put my lid down for a second. All right, so I usually use both hands. I squeeze it right in there. I'm gonna grab one of my other knives because I can't find my cleaning tool at the moment and just scrape off the butt there. And then what happens is the peel is right inside here. So then you can just scrape that out with the cleaning tool that I have misplaced at the moment. All right, and we're gonna get some more garlic going on in here. So we like garlic. This recipe actually calls for 4 cloves, so I'm gonna use 4 cloves because we really like the way it tastes. All right, and so there you can see that the peel is right there on the little knobby part, so that part can just come off there. All right, so let's see, I'm gonna grab 2 more of these. So you'll laugh next time you go to the store and you think about that little tip I gave you that your garlic should be white, tight, and snug, just like your men's undies. If you're like me and you touch garlic and then your hands smell like garlic, I'm gonna put 2 in here because they're kind of small. Oh, put that in there. All right, and then I'm gonna squeeze them in there. You can rub your hands on the stainless steel, like in the sink underwater, because that will take the smell out. Okay, so I'm gonna leave my press there. I've got the garlic in here with the fire roasted tomatoes and the pasta, and we're gonna give this another, let's say 8 minutes. So where's my lid? All right, so we're gonna put this in there, put that in there for 8 minutes, and that gives us plenty of time to grill our chicken. All right, so let's put this in. All right, so in the meantime, I'm gonna bring you over to the stovetop so that you can see what's going on over here with our grill pan. Now, see right there, that's my bar pan. That's a piece of stoneware. Tonight, while I was making dinner for my family, I went ahead and did a bunch of bacon on here on the bar pan. I did 20 minutes at 400 degrees, and I have perfect bacon that we're gonna put on top of our pasta dish. All right, so now over here to our grill pan, the press is now warmed up. I can feel the heat to about right here. If I can feel the heat all the way up, like I'm almost touching my light, that's too hot. If I have to touch the press, it is not warm enough. So once I've got the temperature where I like it and the press is hot, I'm gonna reduce my temperature to about the halfway mark, a nice medium heat. I'm gonna, now the heat does conduct up this press. Right now it's not too hot, but the press is cast iron and then the metal, the heat will conduct with it. So this is gonna get warm to the touch, okay? So I'm gonna just take this and set it over there to the side. We're gonna grab our chicken. All right, remember we seasoned it with crushed peppercorn and garlic, and I'm gonna take it and put it seasoning side down, and then we'll season the other side. Listen for the sizzle. So I tend to grill everything in the house because I grill it like a girl. That means when it's hot or cold or buggy or muggy, which happens a lot in Virginia, I can grill it all in the house and still get the same result that I want. So we're gonna take our seasoning again. We're gonna do the other side so that we've got seasonings on both sides. And then we're gonna put our press on. All right, and that's just gonna cook for a couple minutes on each side and we'll flip it halfway, okay? So let's come back over this way. This recipe also has some spinach in it. So I have our spinach rinsed right here in our salad and berry spinner. We're gonna put the lid on and then I'm gonna plunge it. All right, so as it's spinning around, it's spinning all that lettuce, the spinach, and it's getting all that moisture off. All right, it does have a brake, which you will want to use before you open it. And you can see that it gets all that moisture off, so I really like that. It does have a smaller basket that goes inside. So if you wanted to do your fresh berries, you would put both baskets in. Because I'm using the big basket, I just need that one by itself. So I love that I can use this for many different things. I've also just used this as a strainer if I need it. All right, so that is our spinach is ready to go. We are also going to have some fresh basil. So at the store today, oh, let me show you that after we flip. Let's check our chicken real quick. All right, so let's come over here because our chicken is smelling pretty good. I can see that it's starting to get white on there on the sides. And then the test is with any protein, so whether you're doing fish or chicken or beef, is when you can pick this press up, which I did very easily there, it is ready to flip. Even if it's sticking a little bit to the top, it's still okay and ready to flip. All right, look at that beautiful grill mark. Look at those marks, I love it. All right, so let me just rotate them and flip. All right, so we've got some beautiful grilling going on. It smells really delicious. Well, we're gonna put that press right back on there and let that cook for just a couple more minutes. All right, so back over to our basil. During this time of year, it's cheaper to buy a basil plant than it is to buy basil in the package. So I just bought a basil plant today. It was really dry, so I'm really getting it wet in there tonight, and then I'm probably gonna plant it outside in my little pot tomorrow. Okay, so in the meantime, I've got some fresh basil leaves, okay? And there's a ceramic ball that comes with our herb mill there, and I actually take this bottom part off so that you guys can see how this works. So let me slide my other mat over so you can see how the garlic mill works. All right, so can you see it's coming out? And then as I get to a point where maybe there's a leaf stuck, is I just kind of rotate it, and the ball will help push the dried leaves down into the mill. So it is very key that your leaves are dry and not sopping wet. So if you had done it where you had washed your leaves off, you need to pat them dry so that they will work much better in this. So think of, like, we did basil tonight. This smells so good, guys. You got your basil. You can do your cilantro. You can do your parsley, your rosemary. You can also get the little herb stripper if you want, so that you can put the stems right through there and then pull it right off and then use your herb mill. So this is really nice. This baby comes all apart. Think of the top of like a medicine bottle. You got to put a little pressure on it to get that off. Then you got the ball, and then this comes apart too. So you can see that there's some basil in there. So that's why I'll put this in the dishwasher when I'm all done, so that I can get nice and clean. All right, so our chicken, I think, is pretty close to being done. Let's come over here. Okay, and we're gonna use our press. And sometimes it's just the nerd in me. I like to flip one more time just so I can look at both sides and kind of make sure it's done. Oh yeah, that's looking really good. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab this centerpiece so that you guys can see me use the salad choppers. All right, so here's my batter bowl, and I'm just gonna take my salad choppers. I love these. So this is what they look like when they're hooked, and then I just open them up. Now you're gonna see me using them backwards, like with this part. You see them like this, where your thumb is up this way. All right, but I'm gonna use them backwards because I feel like I have a little bit better grip when I do it like this to do chicken. All right, so I'm just gonna cut right through my chicken. So this is how I do grilled chicken all the time. So whether I season it like I am tonight, or I season it with some Mexican seasoning like our Southwest, this is how I do it all the time, at least once or twice a week. All right, I'm turning my burner off. Let me grab another piece of chicken. All right, so when you think of this, think chicken salad, chicken on your salad, chicken tacos, chicken nachos, chicken enchiladas. All right, everything like that. A nice pork butt on a Sunday afternoon. A nice shoulder or pork butt or something like that you've done to make some carnitas. All right, so I'm just gonna salad chop this all up. I do it while it's hot. It's so easy to do. I just kind of rotate the bowl around and then grab some of the other pieces that are on the bottom. This is part of our collection along with the forged cutlery that is lifetime guarantee. So anything happens to this, you can just send it back and Pampered Chef will send you a new one. These are also dishwasher safe. However, I will tell you, see right there where that little bit of chicken is stuck right there? Okay, the chicken will still be stuck there if you put that in your dishwasher like that. So I clean out, there's two little slits right there that I clean them out before I put them in the dishwasher. All right, so grilled chicken, is pretty much sliced and diced. Look how beautiful that is. You can see the steam coming off too. That's so yummy. I'm surprised the child hasn't come down asking me for some of this yet. All right, and then when it comes to the pan, I'm just going to deglaze it a little bit. While it's still warm, I'm just gonna put some water in it. That will help to deglaze the pan and clean it up real good. And then our pasta is ready, so I'm gonna let that sit for a minute. You're not gonna eat that, that's just to clean it. All right, so let's come over here and let's get all of our ingredients together so that we can do this. All right, make a room here. All right, so let me grab our rock crock. All right, so our rock crock was in there for a total of 16 minutes, and it's got the pasta, the broth, the wine, the tomatoes, I forgot the onion, the garlic, and oh my goodness, it smells so good. You could probably eat just this if you wanted to. Okay, but what we're gonna add to it is we are going to add, where'd I put my chicken? Oh yeah. All right, so we're gonna add our grilled chicken. All right, so let me put our lid down for a second. All right, so add our grilled chicken. All right, and let's say you notice that there was like, oh no, there's a big piece left in there. You could take your salad choppers and continue to chop right in the rock crock. You're allowed to use metal utensils in here. Or let's say your family has a hard time eating spaghetti. Maybe you have people who like to slurp their spaghetti. I can just go ahead and cut it just like this, right there in the rock crock. All right, so that's got my chicken. I am gonna add a little bit of the basil that we have shredded up there. I'm gonna add in our spinach, and this is gonna help wilt it. And then we get all of the spinach here. All right, and I'll stir it in so that it has a chance to start to wilt. All right, and then we have three more ingredients we need to add. All right, so as long as we get that spinach in there on the early end of the other ingredients, it will start to wilt. All right, and my kids, of course, were like, I don't like spinach. But once they had this, they're like, oh my gosh, this is so good. All right, so we're gonna put the lid back on. All right, so one of the things we're going to add, where did I put it? Oh, here it is earlier tonight, remember I told you I made bacon, but while everybody was eating dinner? So this is the bacon. I crushed it up and I just have it stored in our little prep bowl here. This is the 1 cup prep bowl. This comes in a set of 6. I absolutely love these. Great for portion control too. All right, so I'm gonna take this, and this has been in the fridge while we were gone, and I'm gonna add some bacon to the top. All right, we are also going to add, let me grab the whipping cream. All right, the other thing we need to add is a cup of whipping cream. So let me grab my measure-all cup again, and we're gonna measure a cup of whipping cream. All right, we're gonna add that in. I love this little whipping guide, this little measure-all cup. So this is one of the freebies this month. You can pick, this is the 1 cup or the 2 cup, free with a $75 order in the month of April. So that is our special there. All right, and then we added, we already did our bacon. So now let's get ready and do our cheese, okay? So I have a thing, I have a rule. You're only allowed to bring block cheese into my house, okay? No bag, no can, no plastic container, a pre-shredded cheese. We're putting a ban on pre-shredded cheese, okay? Because pre-shredded cheese has a powdery substance on it that is called cellulose, and that is too close to cellulite for my liking, okay? So that is a preservative that they put on your cheese to keep it from clumping together. With a bag of cheese, it loses its flavor 3 days after it's been shred. So you're eating tasteless, preservative-covered cheese. When you buy a block, it is done by weight. So see, this is net weight, 8 ounces. Okay, when you buy a bag of cheese, it's volume. Okay, so they fill up the 2-cup measuring cup and they pour it in the bag. You're gonna get more cheese by using a block. Also, if a green fuzzy develops on here because you left it in the fridge, you just cut it off and you keep on going. When a green fuzzy ends up in your bag of cheese, you have to throw it away because it's gross, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna, I have another knife here that I haven't used. All right, and I'm just gonna open my cheese all the way. I'm gonna take this packaging all the way off. All right, nice little pie-shaped piece of Parmesan. And I'm gonna grab my fine microplane. So I have a fine, and you can see the holes on there are nice and fine. The coarse one has much bigger holes. All right, now when I use this tool, there's a spring in here, and you just pull it towards you to rotate. So that is the flat or storage position. You can do the TP or you can do flat. A lot of times, like tonight, we had Taco Tuesday before we went out to softball and baseball, and we just grate the cheese directly right over whatever we're making for dinner. All right, so a lot of times I just hold it just like this and grate my cheese. All right, and if you guys can see this, it's like snowflakes. I know some people in California have never seen snow before, but it is like snowflakes, take my word for it. Okay, so I love this for chocolate, for nuts, especially your hard cheeses. You can do zesting with this. You can also, there is a food holder that comes with it. I just hardly ever use it unless I'm doing chocolate or nuts because obviously they're harder to hold than a block of cheese. But whenever I'm doing cheese, I just hold the block. All right, so cheese falls into that category of things I never measure. There are 4 C's in my vocabulary that I never measure. Chicken. All right, so we just made the chicken and just threw it in. Chicken, chocolate, cheese, and calories. Nose I never measure, I just keep adding more, okay? So in here, I'm also gonna add this round of the Parmesan cheese in here, and now I'm gonna give it a stir so that we can make sure that lettuce is wilting in there. Not the lettuce, the spinach is wilting, the Parmesan is mixing through, the tomatoes are kind of mixed through, the bacon, the basil, all this yummy stuff, minus the onion that I forgot because I'm pampered, not perfect. I'm sorry, guys. I was gonna show off the veggie spiralizer, but I'll try to post another video so that you can see the veggie spiralizer in action on another thing. Okay, so before you serve this, you are going to add the remaining bacon so that it looks like that. We're gonna add the remaining basil, all right, that we did in our herb mill, and then some more Parmesan cheese. Sprinkle that all on top. Now you can definitely add some more parm, which is what my family will prefer, that I add some Parmesan here on top. And then I'm just gonna put this right in the dishwasher, but I'm gonna bring the camera close so that you can see this. Look how beautiful that is. So this is Tuscan chicken pasta made in the rock crock. And we did all of that in 30 minutes. Okay, so that is fabulous. So I absolutely love this recipe. I love the rock crock. This is the 4-quart Dutch oven size. I would say go big or go home. This is the perfect size. Even if you want to make something smaller capacity-wise, you can still make less, you just can't make more. Okay, so that's why I recommend the 4-quart Dutch oven over the 2.5-quart every day. However, both of those sizes do fit in the slow cooker stand. All right, there you can switch them out. All right, so isn't that beautiful? Oh my goodness, it's gonna be so good. I've got one baseball player on the way home. I've got a softball player who just got out of the shower, and they're gonna thoroughly enjoy this. So I thank you guys so much for joining me tonight on our live video of grilled Tuscan chicken pasta. I'm pampered, not perfect. It's a tongue twister. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back through and read your questions or read your comments, and I'll reply to you after I get the video done and serve this up. I'm gonna clean up my kitchen, put everything in the dishwasher, and thanks guys, I appreciate it. Let me know what questions you have, and I will definitely share the full recipe of this so that you can have it and make it at home too. All right, bye foodies.